Hey, love. Welcome to your. Lord. Child, this RSV is trying to take me out, okay? But welcome to your divination. Thank you so much for booking with me as usual. You've been here before, so we're not even gonna get into all the yada yada, okay? But you booked a 10 card, and so that's what we are pulling for. We are going to pull a advice slash affirmation at the end. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Okay? So, your first two cards out are Trusting Yourself, which says, you've got this, you've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things that you desire. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. And to accentuate that card, you have the Four of Cups, okay? These two cards coming out together, I kind of want to clarify this, but right off the bat, it's like, as you know me at this point. Okay. You know me at this point, and you know, like, yes, we read the textbook interpretation, not read, but yes, we know the textbook interpretation, but I am a visual divider. Okay, I pick up messages from the images. And the first thing that I zeroed in on as I was looking at this card um, is the girl that's sitting atop the house, right? And we know that the Four of Cups normally talks about apathy, kind of feeling as though you're bored with like there's no excitement, like every day is just a day type of energy. Also, it could speak to you trying to find a solution for something, right? And I feel like it's interesting that to clarify that the Three of Wands came out because it's honestly making me feel like you are looking for, how can I word that? It's almost like you're trying to find the answer to what direction you need to go in. Um, and it almost feels like you're looking like outside of yourself for it. And the way that I feel, the reason that I feel that is outwardly, right, is because we have the Three of Wands here. And we know that Wands is fire energy. Wands talks about movement, action, right? And usually a movement or an action in the physical sense takes place outside of us, right? But the thing about that is before we can get to this Three of Wands and take that action, take that step, right? And figure out what direction, there it goes, excuse me, we have to first start with why we not trusting ourselves. Why we not trusting ourselves to know, well, let me rephrase that. Why are we not trusting that we already know the answer? Why, oh, that was loud. Why are we not trusting in the fact of, number one, you've gotten this far, so you know something, right? But secondly, and I found myself saying this a lot to a lot of y'all, to a lot of my clients. Um, we are in a time where, and I can't remember who was talking about this on Twitter or the timeline, um, but they were basically saying like 2025 is the year for the creatives, right? And a big part of what people are now looking for as we are kind of moving from the Kardashian, and I'm just using them as an example, the Kardashian outlook of life to people wanting people to be more personable, to be more in touch, to be more regular, right? We're moving away from celebrity culture in a big way. And because of that, I feel like this is going to lead to a lot of people and I'm hoping this is the case, feeling comfortable enough to not only be themselves, but to make the decisions and the choices that align with you, no matter how it looks to other people, right? But there is definitely some apathy here, some boredom, wanting to go in a new direction. Saw the if you pay close attention to the artwork on the card, the four of cups. I was about to say the four of pickles. The four of cups. Sis got her bag ready, right? Sis got her bag ready. She ready to go. Okay, it's giving very much my crew. We're leaving. Okay, but it's like I'm getting some type of like fear or trepidation. Let's keep going because you know how these things are with me. I have to talk myself through it. So let's talk ourselves through it. Your next card out is bring balance. And it says you're putting too much energy into something, creating lack somewhere else. Take action now to correct the situation or risk further imbalance, which could lead to undesired results. Okay? And then we have the moon. Le moon, right? I feel like, okay. I feel like you are putting too much energy into. And I know this is going to sound like, girl, what? Walk with me, talk with me. I feel like you are putting too much energy into the unknown. And I feel like that may be what is keeping you from moving forward. Um, and I keep going back to this Three of Wands because, for me anyway, one of the most important questions of the Three of Wands is what are you doing in the meantime? Because we know that the Three of Wands talks about waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for your return on investment, right? And that's all well and good to know that it's coming. That's great. But it reminds me of the statement that, or quote, or whatever you want to call it, that people make when they say, um, the time is going to pass regardless, right? So you can either do something with the time or not. But regardless, the time is going to pass anyway. And that's what I'm feeling from this. I'm feeling like, number one, what are you focusing on? What has been illuminated for you with this moon card here? In regard, oh, they being real loud and I don't want to say messy, but okay. In regard to, because I'm hearing self sabotage, okay. But in regard to moving forward, right? Maybe what has been illuminated for you. What's your next card out? Okay. Maybe what has been illuminated for you is there's some more work that needs to be done, right? And that work may look like intrinsically, inwardly, right? What's the we're just gonna say inwardly because I'm trying to think of another word. It is not coming to me. Or this could be externally, right? And I'll tell you why I say that in a second with your next cards. But there's something here that's being illuminated about what you are doing in the meantime, in between time, right? Are you spending your time, because I don't want to say wasting, but are you spending your time worrying too much about what going forward looks like versus just going forward? Or are you using this time to be like, okay, I got some free time, like, or I got, some time before these ships arrive. Let me go ahead and prepare. Let me go ahead and prep. Let me go ahead and check all my luggage and make sure that I'm not taking anything with me that I don't need, right? Just, I'm speaking hypothetically, and, Lord, child, Jesus, me and words today. Like, but anyway, your next cards out are study, And it says, and I just heard blah, blah, study to show yourself approved. But this card says a new endeavor is upon you, and it may require new knowledge and skills. Put the attention out to the universe, and the right teacher will find you soon. And to accentuate, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so that's why I said I'm gonna talk about the external and um the other things in a second with this Eight of Pentacles card here, because however you look at it, however you conceptualize it, there is work that needs to be done, right? And one thing that I have been stressing to so many people is the fact that as spiritualists, as people who are consciously aware of how we move around on this plane in this realm, you feel me? Um, we all know that the learning never stops, right? So I'm never shocked when I see the study card because the learning never stops. Which brings me back to what I said about this Three of Wands. Ooh, excuse me. Thank you, confirmation. What I said about this Three of Wands and what you are doing in your waiting period. Baby, you need to be preparing. You need to crack open a book. And I'm not talking a physical literal book, but there is something that needs to be learned. There is something that needs to be um applied to your day to day. This is pretty much saying like, yeah, your ships are coming, but the work don't stop. You feel me? And again, going back, I hate it when it does that. Going back to this Three of Wands, what are you do like? Because the ships are coming, right? So what are you doing? Are you doing the Four of Cups thing, right? Are you like, I guess I'll wait for these ships to come in. I'm gonna just wait, sit here, let time pass? Or are you like, you know what? Like I said, while these ships are arriving, because I see it right there in the horizon, let me go ahead and check my sombrero. Let me, you know what? I might even read a book while I wait, learn something new, right? It's giving when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? So the question is, because you have a lot that talks about new beginnings, right? You have the study card, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which we're going to talk about in a second. Um, a lot of things talking about newness and forward movement, right? And ooh, I'm going to use this as an example. We are in winter right now, right? And winter, quite frankly, is for hibernation, right? It's where things go to die, right? It's not, we should be like trudging along trying to XYZ during winter. Winter is for rest, winter is for recuperation, right? I don't know a better way for the universe to be like, take your ass in the house and have a seat, than right now it being literally, no exaggeration, not being facetious or funny, 3 degrees outside where I'm at right now. Literally, three whole ass black ass degrees. And that was the high for today, right? It's giving very much stay in the house, okay? I'm already like, I love wintertime, don't get me wrong. I love it from the inside of my home, right? I don't want to have to be out there in the elements. So I've been cozying it up, right? But for you, I feel like this is the time where you should be studying. This is the time where you should be having a childlike sense of wonder and excitement about what's coming next and preparing yourself for it, right? And how do you do that? By preparing to A, work hard, preparing by expanding this, right? Whether that be spiritually, whether that be emotionally, whatever. But expanding this right here. Your next cards out are a new path, and it says you cleared your karma, and now your soul is leading you to new experiences. All the steps may not seem clear yet. Continue moving forward, and the path will begin to reveal itself. And you also have here the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so like I was saying at the beginning of your divination, I feel like a lot of it is trepidation and fear because you know that you need to move forward. My neighbors just be doing anyway. You know that you need to move forward, but it's one of those things where it's like fog, right? Like you can't you're driving and you can't see in front of you. And it's just like I know there's road here. I can't see it, but I know the road is here, right? So what would you do in those circumstances? You would inch forward very slowly, right? Because you know that there is road and pavement under your tires, right? Even though you can't see it, even though it may be foggy, you know it's there. Same situation. You may not know what this new start, this new path looks like, right? You may not know what study looks like to you, what you need to know right now. But what you do know is that you need to move forward. And it's literally as simple as putting one foot in front of the other, whether literally or figuratively. You feel me? Like, I feel like we like to take a. It's almost like we like to zoom out and look at everything all at once. And when you do that, of course, it's going to look intimidating. But if you was to zoom back in and focus on what is in front of you and focus on taking one step after another, it would feel less daunting to you, right? Um, because to me, a new path, a new thing, a new life, a new way of doing things is intimidating in and of itself, right? We don't even need to do the zoom out to be intimidated by that. But to know that the proverbial asphalt is under you is to know, like, it's giving me fool card, right? It's giving me like throwing yourself off the ledge, understanding that you really don't know what's down there, but you are so open, right? And you are so your faith is so strong that you're like, you know what, whatever is down there that's supposed to catch me, it's gonna catch me, right? Not to sound grim, but whether it be a rock or whether it be a parachute, whatever's supposed to catch me is gonna catch me, right? But you're being given a new start. You're being given a chance to start. There's a lot of newness here. You're being given another chance to. I don't even want to say start again, but just being given permission to go forward, right? Go forward because I feel like whatever this is, like it's what's the word? It's an extension of what you've already been doing. So, is it new? Yes, but it's also an extension of whatever it is that you have been doing, right? Next up, you have follow your passion. It says if there's something that excites and motivates you, this is a message from your Akashic record that it can lead to your abundance. Don't silence it. And we also have the Five of Wands here. So there is this back and forth, right? There is some type of, I mean, since this Wands, it could be a outward, external. Okay, hold on one second. It's almost like your outside or your external influences are beefing and fighting and going back and forth with your internal instincts, with your intuition, with your discernment, right? And I would like to call that like your logical mind, right? You know, I use myself as an example, yada yada yada. When I quit my job, there were a lot of people like, "Girl, do you think that's a smart thing to do?" We're in still, we're still in a panty, right? Everything is high as giraffe cooch. Okay, um, the job market is unstable and disgustingly gross right now. Why would you making the most money that you have ever made in your life? quit your job at the peak without a safety net, right? And a lot of people were like, the people who were close to me anyway, like people who would ask me that they didn't really know me, never said this, but like the people that are close to me, like, bitch, you're delusional. What are you doing? And in that moment, it made me realize that yes, some people are just very logical minded. Some people are realists, right? I live somewhere in the middle, right? And regardless of how this thing turns out, with me quitting my job and things of that nature, I've learned a lot. You feel me? Regardless, if I don't get nothing else from it, if I have to take my ass back to work, I've learned something, right? There is something that you are doing. Because I don't feel like this is a past thing. There is something that you are doing or that you want to do, and you keep trying to take steps forward, but it's like your logical mind is like, girl, are you sure? Do you feel me? Like, do we really want to do this? And it's just, and it even could be other people, especially with this Five of Wands being here. It could be outside influences. It could be other people being like, oh, that's what you want to do. Why would you want to do that? You feel me? And it doesn't even have to be something as dramatic as you taking a high risk. It could just be like, what can I use as an example? Say you want to start a YouTube channel. I don't know. Child, say you're a content creator without saying you're a content creator, because why would that be my first example? Child, there's too much going on right now. I got the hiccups. I keep caught like, pick a struggle, body. But that's like you want to start a YouTube channel, right? And you're all gassed up and you're excited about your YouTube channel. Say you want to start a YouTube channel teaching people how to knit, right? Or talking about knitting and everything that comes with it. Because first off, I don't know if you knit or not, but I did not know how expansive the world of knitting is. I didn't know that. Moving on. Say you are wanting to start a YouTube channel all about knitting, teaching people how to knit, teaching them where to get their yarn, teaching them where to get their tools, whatever you want to do, right? And you bring this to an outside influence. It could be a friend, a family member, whomever, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm starting this YouTube channel about knitting, and it's gonna be fire, and I'm gonna have so much fun. Like, you don't even have to be doing it because you are doing it for the monetary gain of it all. You could be doing it just as a fun outlet, right? And you tell these people this, and they're like, what? You're weird. Who who's gonna watch a YouTube channel about knitting? Who cares about knitting, right? I think that's stupid. I don't think you should do that. I think that's a complete waste of time, and you can do something better with your time. That's what this is giving me, right? And I want to say this. do do not. I'm sorry, I was looking at the next card. Because I'm about to tell you what I think. But yeah, yeah, okay. Because it just dawned on me that this Five of Wands with this follow your passion card is smack dab in the center of your reading. What this looks like to me, see, this is why we talk ourselves through things. What this looks like to me is other people getting in your head, getting in your ear. Stop telling people who can't do what, and I'm, where did I see this on? I think it was Instagram or TikTok the other day. And the person was like, stop telling people who could never do what you do your plans. Why? Because they're never going to see it the way that you see it, right? They're never going to understand your thought process, even if you explain it to them, right? Some people And it's crazy because me and my best friend were just talking about this last night. Some people are okay with where they are in life. Some people are okay with a 9 to 5, doing the same thing every day, go to work, come home, have a few hours to themselves, get up and do it all over again the next day, right? Some people are okay with that, and that is cool. That's fine. However, there are people out here who want more. There are people out here who are passionate about what they want to do. Like I said earlier, whether you are doing this thing, you know, with a monetary exchange attached to it, or you're just doing it because it's a passion project. People like different things, right? And so when you are like kind of going back to what I was saying about my family that was, like, girl, go back to work type shit, right? These are the same like these are the same people that's been in the same job for 25, 30 years, right? You don't you can't see what I it's not meant for you to see what I'm seeing because you can't conceptualize it. Like, you can't wrap your head around doing anything differently than what it is you're doing, and that's fine. But don't yuck my yum because you can't see, you know what I'm saying, my what I feel like I want to do for myself. And the reason that I feel this way and the reason that I feel like it's other people is because your next cards out are release attachments. And it says there's something or someone that you need to let go of. It is either a limiting belief, a untruth, or a negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and your happiness. It is here with the Eight of Wands, right? So it's like there could be movement, right? And I love that this card, the release attachment card, is talking about you need to let go of a thing, or like a mindset or a person, because I feel like it's both. But I feel like, and this is also going back to, I don't know if it was, I think it was another client's divination I was doing when I was telling them, like, I'm sorry, they're chatting. But I was telling them, like, a lot of times we have to really investigate where these voices, and I don't mean literal voices, but where these voices that we have attached to us have come from, right? So, for example, we're going to use the whole YouTube thing again, right? How can I use that as an example? Say you tell a group of people about your YouTube, right? And every time you bring up your YouTube, it's the same thing, right? It's the, ugh, what are you doing? Ugh, why would you do that? Ugh, that's stupid. You hear that so much that is going to become your language. That is going to sit right here, right? In between the gray stuff, in between our ears, it's going to sit right there. It's going to sink into your spirit, right? And so then you start to doubt yourself. Oh, I don't know. Should I do this? Is it corny? Is anybody going to watch it? Don't nobody care about uh what did I say? Knitting. Don't nobody care about that. Ain't nobody go. Then that starts to become your language to yourself, right? And this is why it's important to check in and see where these things come from, because I feel like however you're feeling, whatever this trepidation is about, it's not coming from you. I don't feel like it's coming from you. I feel like it is the outcome of what other people have led you to believe or made you to believe, or the voice that they gave you, right? Why? Because you have the walk away card, and it says you're wasting precious energy on something that will not bear fruit. It's time to turn your attention that it's time to turn your attention to things that are more aligned to your soul's purpose. And we have the Eight of Swords to clarify that. You can the I love the Eight of Swords. And the reason that I love the Eight of Swords cards is because this card is like peak. You can get off whenever you want to, right? You can unchain yourself And this is a source card, so we're talking about our mental. We're talking about communication, the way that we communicate with people, how we understand what other people are saying, how we send message from you to another, like communication, right? Mental, air. You can cut those strings, and you can cut, like, how mad would you be if you were suspended in the air this whole time, not even realizing you got a sword on your back that can help you, and you can cut yourself down anytime you want to, right? You can dismiss these voices anytime you want to. You can walk away from these people, because I feel like whoever these people are have always been like this. They've never supported, they've never really congratulated you on anything. I don't want to say hater, but hater, like closet hater. You feel me? Like, and you know me, you know how I do my divinations. I don't ever really talk about outside people, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about you. But this is a part of you right now. And I feel like you are letting other people greatly affect how you feel about yourself and what it is that you want to do. And I can identify with that a lot more than you know, right? Again, I share a lot with you guys, but there's a lot I don't share. And there's a lot of times people like, Beck, you come off so confident. Like my cousin the other day was asking me, she was like, because she was like, she wants to post more on TikTok, but she be scared. She was like, girl, how do you do it? I was like, I turned on the camera and I started fucking talking. Like, that's like, I don't know how else to answer that. I've been a content creator since 2009. I'm used to be like, being in front of the camera don't scare me no more, right? But it's like, again, going back to like not wanting to make it about other people, but I feel like these other people are greatly affecting how you move. It can't, you can't be like that. Your next card out is authenticity, which says, be your divine self at all times. You weren't designed to fit in. Break from expectations and fully express yourself in your own unique way, and you'll be a magnet for success. And we have the Three of Cups here to clarify. Yes, not only will you be a magnet for success, you will be a magnet to attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. When I tell you that, because of the divinations that I've done for clients, things that I'm noticing and I'm taking note of in my own personal life, shit that I talk about, that my friends talk to me about, we are really in a season of removal. People who are not, like, I feel like we are at a point where, like, spirit and our dead folks are was like, you know what, I gave you the chance. I gave you the chance to get rid of them, or it, or what have you. No, we're gonna say them. I gave you the chance to get rid of them. I showed you what you needed to see. You were supposed to get rid of them, and you didn't. So guess what? Yank. Now I'ma do it. Now I'ma do it. Okay, it's kind of like it reminds me of like when your mama tell you to clean something up and you don't clean it up the way that they want, because our parents clean and our clean were two different cleans at one point, right? But they tell you to clean something up and you don't do it the way that they want you to do it. They're like, you know what? Move. I'ma do it. I got it. Right? I'm gonna do it the right way. That's what this time period in life feels like for a lot of people. It feels like I gave you the opportunity to, I showed you who these people are, and you were like, no, no, they've been in my life all my life. They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't be my haters, and I hate to be that person. I really do. But most of the time, it be the people the closest to you, the people that you grew up with, family. Like, that's why I hate when people be like, no new friends. Because sometimes, like, and we know people in this world right now are trash, garbage, okay? But from my experience, it's been the people spirit, who my dead folk have put in my life, that have supported me, uplifted me far more than my family and these raggedy friends and associates that Spirit has been telling me, my dead folks have been telling me to move on from, right? Support me, stand by me, all of that. More than they ever did. And some of these people I have hella history with, right? Like, I'm talking like in diapers. Like, we've been down since diapers. You feel me? And it's heartbreaking, yes. But I feel like if you're being shown things about people right now, pay attention to that, because everybody can't go where you're going. And a big message in my life right now is sometimes you hold back your blessings, or you delay your blessings by having people around you that should not be around you, right? Having people around you that are just around you to benefit from the blessings that you get. And your dad folk experience is like, nah, I said this is for you. This ain't for everybody else, right? Especially not these raggedy folks. It's one thing to, be surrounded by people, because I'm also a firm believer that it rubs off, right? So, for example, in my friend group, because we are all in alignment with each other, because there's no secret animosity or weird shit like that, um, I've noticed, and I haven't been the only person to notice it. The two other people in my friend group did too. When one of us gets a blessing, it's almost like it circulates within the group, right? And that's because I have people around me who are around me solely to benefit from what it is that I'm doing, right? Or they're not telling me one thing to my face, but talking about me like a canine behind my back, right? You being your authentic self is going to attract everything that you need, whether it be the people, whether it be the money, whether it be the opportunities, whether it be the career options, whatever this is. You have to be you, because the Three of Cups is a celebratory card. You being authentically you are going to attract the people that are going to celebrate that, right? I was just telling my homegirl the other day, one of my favorite things about my friend group is I can be myself around them. I can be my quirky, goofy, ADHD having, random ass fucking me. I can be me around them. I don't have to mask around them. I don't have to be like, damn, if I say this, are they going to think it's weird? No, because they're probably thinking the same damn thing. Like, but that only happened because I allowed myself to be authentically me, right? And in a day and age where so many people are telling you how you should be and what's cool and what's not, and whatever, everybody got an answer for everything, right? But ask them same people if they know self. Why they telling you how to be? Why they telling you what's cool and what's popping or what's not? Do they know who they are? Most of the time they don't. So how can, like, going back to what I said earlier about stop telling people who can't ever do what it is that you want to do your business. It's the same thing. Stop being stop taking cues from people who can't even be them damn selves, but are telling you how you need to be, telling you what you need to stop doing, or what's cool and what's popping and what's not. If they don't know self, they can't tell you that. And for real, only you can tell you that, right? For example, um, I will take Dochi for example, right? I have been listening to Dochi since before Dochi was Dochi, right? I subscribed to Dochi's YouTube years ago, just because I came across her video one day. I think she was, I don't know what she was doing, but she came across my she came up in my recommended on YouTube, and I was like, I like her little personality. You feel me? And so I just started binging her videos. And that's when I, started to see that like she's an up and coming. This was back in like 2015, 2016, something like that. But she was still an up and coming artist, right? She wasn't like widely known as she is now. And I was remember thinking to myself like I want to follow her story because she was so like sure that she was gonna be the Dochi that we see today. And I was like, You know what? You have convinced me also, and I want to see you become the Doechii that we see today. And so I remember I was listening to one of her songs one day, and one of my cousins was over there was like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, this is Doechii. Like Doechii, cool as fuck. Like she spit. Like she lyrical. She is a lyricist, right?" And she was like, "Girl, all right, like you got it, because I don't listen to that type of shit." And I was like, "That's fine." Just for Doechii to blow up like I knew she would, and my cousin to be on dick. Oh, I love Doechii. She's such a lyricist. This, that, and the third. Like, I have an Aquarius North Node. And this isn't to brag or to be one of those people. But I easily can predict trends. I can easily predict what's going to be popping, right? And a lot of times I be on it before everybody, quietly though. I be on shit before everybody else be on it. I just don't say shit, right? And it's interesting to watch that happen, to play out, right? Why am I saying all of this? Because you being authentically you, somebody's going to catch on, right? And hell, even if nobody catches on, that's fine too. But I feel like you being authentically you is going to, like I said a second ago, bring you the people, the money, the career opportunities, other opportunities that you need, right? Why? Because you have inner peace. Excuse me. They're going to, and it says you are letting outside circumstances, excuse me, create turmoil and frustration within you. Remember, you always have the power to choose your response. Why are my hiccups so bad? Let inner peace attract a higher vibrational outcome for you, and you have the Four of Wands. I don't even really have to say, like, that was self explanatory. You're letting people who can never do what you do create, live up here, right? No. You have to create this Three of Cups, Four of Wands for yourself. Says the opinions of everybody else, right? Like, I feel like it is very annoying to some degree because it's like, let people be people, right? Like, like, it's giving let people enjoy things. I feel like we're living in a time period where the word weird, I mean, outside of a couple of things, there are things out here that are just plainly weird. But outside of those couple of things, like, weird shouldn't even be in nobody's vocabulary at this point. We all weird. We all do strange shit. Like, we just have different brands and flavors of weird. Like, and people are so, it's now, as somebody who don't give a fuck how weird people think I am. Like, again, I'm an Aquarius North Node. I'm supposed to be weird, babe. But um it's interesting to watch people, like, judge other people for how they live their life and the things that they like. Like, that's just like, girl, what? And then what's even more interesting is to see people switch shit up because of how somebody else feels about what it is they're doing. Baby, I wish the fuck I would. Because if that was the case, I would have took my ass back to what work. But very much like the example that I gave about Doechii. Doechii was so sure that she was gonna blow up. She ain't give a fuck what nobody said about it. She ain't give a fuck how weird people think that she is. She don't give a damn about nothing. And that's one of my, like, oh, Jesus, I love Doechii. That's one of my favorite things about Doechii. Doechii literally just does not give a fuck. She does not, like, she is so, her personality is so quirky and I love it, right? That's where I need you. That's where we gotta get you. We gotta get you so hyped up with yourself. You don't get, like, water off a duck's back. You think I'm weird, bitch? Okay, that's fine. Like, you have to get to the point where it's like, and this is gonna sound real, like, damn, man, but no, like, you really have to get to the point where it's just like, Oh, you want to give me your unsolicited opinion? Either pay me or shut the fuck up. Like at this point, pay me or shut up. You feel me? Your next cards out are caring connection. A new supportive relationship is on the horizon. It may be a kindred spirit. It could be someone new or the deepening of existing relationships. Open your heart to this new connection. And you have that here with the Chariot card. I don't feel like this is an existing connection. I feel like these are new people coming in to be like, hey girl, hey, I get you. Let's hang. Oh, you started a YouTube channel about knitting? Bitch, I've been wanting to learn how to knit. What's your channel so I can subscribe? Especially being here with the Three of Cups, this is about forward movement. This is not about, and this is gonna sound crazy because we are taught and it's drilled into our head, oh, you have to forgive and this, that. Yeah, I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean I have to fuck with you no more. Right? I can forgive you and I don't need to be around you. I don't need to be in contact with you, right? I can forgive you and move on and find people who are better suited. Also, like I said earlier, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. These are people that you learn from, right? That knows how to do something that you may not know how to do, giving very Three of Pentacles energy, right? Um, they may be able to do something that you don't know how to do that catapults you to where it is you need to be. That's what's help you along this new path and this new journey. So be open. It's giving like you have to, because again this is something that I'm going through as well. But it's giving like you have to let go of these old things, these old mindsets that were put here by different people, and get rid of the people so that you can have room to receive the people, the mindsets, the ways of being that you want. Easy peasy, right? Let's get a remedy card. What is going on? I'm sorry, like my dog's hair is like it was on a clump on my desk and she don't even be up here. So I'm like, what? Where does freaking dog hair come from? That's why I don't dog. But I love you. I can't make this up. Bottom of the deck, you have discovery. New ideas, people, or opportunities may be coming your way while there is still work to do to reach your goal. It may help you discover new strengths and new passions along the way. And you see the whole time I ain't touched this deck at all. I wasn't even looking at the bottom of the deck. That's wild. I love it when a thing comes together. I love a good confirmation. Okay. We're gonna get an affirmation and a advice card. I could not think for like 2 seconds. My mind went completely blank. Spirit, what is the message? What is the advice? So I'm working on a deck, and one thing that I will be making complete sure of is that and don't get me wrong, I love this deck. I love this deck now. I just be feeling like people don't be thinking about us folks with small hands when they be making this deck. They be making decks. When my deck comes out, it's going to be small handed, person accessible. Like I can't, bro. Spirit, what is the advice? What is the advice, Spirit? That's too many. What is the advice? Thank you. I can't make this up. You have released them. When we experience a heartbreak, we tend to fall into the nostalgia of what used to be. We quickly get wrapped up in affirming what was instead of what is. When someone or something rejects you, remind yourself of this new reality and adjust your mind and body's proximity to them. Allow yourself to release them. Holding on would be a breach of the promises that you made to yourself. The plug. Write a letter describing a situation or or things' names you wish to release on a piece of paper. Burn it or release it into a body of water. Send it off with love. I am confident. Oh, this is the affirmation. I'm confident in my ability to release people and situations from my life. You saw me shuffle. I can't make this up. Child, get rid of them folks and live your best life, okay? I love you. Thank you so much for booking with me. If you have any feedback, anything you want to say about the divination, let me know. And I will talk to you later. Peace.